Alright, here we are for round number 3. We're playing against Bleach Boy. I've played against Bleach Boy before, but I don't know what he or she plays. We are on the play, which is obviously great when you're a Delver deck. Hand's a little land heavy, but Spell Stutter and Ninja is pretty strong, so I'm going to keep this. Gonna lead off with the Ponder. We'll see what they've got. See what we can find on top. Alright, they're all spells, so I'm going to keep all these. What do I want to draw first? I think I want to have the Counterspell and the Snap available. No, I want to go Snap, Fairy, Counterspell. I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to be casting the Fairy or the Snap on turn 2, I don't think, but it's possible I should have put that Snap next. That was just a mistake. Plain old Island, huh? Preordain, sure. So, I do have to decide if I want to use this Ninja on turn 3 or not. I think the answer is no. I'd rather hold up Spell Stutter, Counterspell, and stuff. Just going to pass the turn here. Alright. So I assume we're playing against Kiln Fiend. Yeah, looks like that's what it is. See if they're willing to jam into a Counterspell. We will, of course, find out for sure. Looks like the answer is no. I'm also not willing to just jam my guy, but I will play this Fairy. So now I can counter a Kiln Fiend with my Spell Stutter if they play one. The only issue is if they have a Bolt or something, it won't work. But my opponent should have played that last turn, but didn't. And that's hopefully just enough tempo to win the game. I think it will be. I think we've pretty much locked this one up. That's what's so crazy about these Delver decks. Like, I'm pretty sure I just won the game. I'd be very surprised if my opponent could come back from this deficit. They missed a land and they were too timid with their Kiln Fiend the first time, and now they're dead. All right. Just one more counter magic, a Daze would be nice or something. I could have double ninja'd there, but I'm going to hold up my counter magic. Faithless Looting is not really a spell that matters, so I'm going to let that resolve. Wouldn't want to counter that and then have them go like Mountain Kiln Fiend, and then I have to snap it, and then we got a whole big mess. Alright, we attack again. I am going to put the Ninja in this time, the other Ninja. And then I'm going to play my Fairy again. Alright, well, I'm only going to play one Fairy. Let's not get too crazy. Alright. Cyclops, obviously going to get counterspelled. It's possible I should just snap it, but I'll just snap a different one later. I'm going to draw approximately 1 billion cards this turn. And I have my opponent on maybe a 2-turn clock. Let's see. So I want to see if I draw a Ninja here, I'll probably Ninja in one on my Fairy if I draw a Ninja on this very draw. Didn't draw a Ninja on that draw. Let's see what I get here. Another Delver. Now I have to decide if I would rather represent lethal. Looks like I should be able to represent lethal no matter what. So I'm going to preordain and find a land. I actually don't really need this gush. Might as well put it on top though. That way I can flip both these Delvers. Alright, pretty confident my opponent is not going to be able to deal with this stuff. I have a Spell Stutter for like approximately 1 million. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter what I do. I could play another Delver and the Bone Splitter, or I could just not. We win. Alright, so this I imagine is not a very good matchup for us, but we're going to try our best. I'm going to obviously bring in these Hydroblasts are great. And then I think the Dispels are good enough to bring in, so I'm going to bring those in too. So stuff that's a little slow. Again, the Spire Golems are slow. Probably don't have time for them. Ninja slow, Days on the Draw, not great. And then I gotta cut one more thing. Probably a Bone Splitter. I need to leave in all my Vapor Snags and stuff. Take care of their creatures. I just hate Days on the Draw, but you just can't not play Days, really, against a deck like this. Like, if they play a Kiln Fiend on turn 2, and I might just have to Daze it with my only land. That's just the reality of the situation. But again, that's a disadvantage of this version of the deck versus the red version. Red version could just bolt a Kiln Fiend if it got played on them. So I would not be surprised if we lost this game just because we're on the draw and it's gonna be really hard to win. This hand looks keepable. I don't really know like how much better of a hand I can expect, but we could definitely just lose on turn 3 with this hand. Probably won't quite lose on turn 3 because I'll be able to counter a Tamer Battle Rage, but like we'll be pretty much dead on turn 3. Alright, so we got the Delver. Actually, the Dispel is a pretty good one. Not quite as good as the Hydroblast that I wish we had, but it is what it is. See if they have a straight up Mountain. Untapped Mountain. They do. They have a Kiln Fiend too. They sure do. Alright, so flip my Delver to Hydroblast. That's what I want. No, that is pretty far from being a Hydroblast. I think I'm going to Ponder and try to find a Pyroblast. A Hydroblast, I mean. Alright, these are not very good cards, I don't think. And none of them flip my Delver, so I'll just shuffle that. Okay, well, I'll just pass the turn then. I probably won't die this turn, but I am going to take a lot of damage. I kind of needed this to flip so I could at least block the Kiln Fiend, and then I could dispel whatever thing they were going to play. Augur Boss should probably come out in this matchup. It's not a card that matters. It's really slow, and it's not important at all. So my opponent probably should have cut it from their deck, would be my guess. I assume they have a lot of stuff to bring in, like 4 Pyroblasts for sure, right? Like this deck's gotta have 4 Pyroblasts. But who knows? Alright. Hydroblast. Hydroblast. I need that Hydroblast. Alright, well, not a Hydroblast, but at least I flipped. We're getting in there. Not screwing around. I think I will just play the Fairy and pass a turn. It's a little awkward. I only get to hold up Counterspell or Dispel, not both. I might just die here if I don't block the Kiln Fiend. But they didn't really play anything, so it's going to be tough for them to do with all instants, especially if they don't have a Gush that they get to play, so I'm not going to do anything about this. Yeah, sure, I'll take that. Alright, a Gush is a decent draw. I think I'm going to play the Spire Golem and then Gush. Well, I'm not going to Gush this turn, I don't think. I might Gush on their turn. I also have to decide if I want to block with my Spire Golem. This does give protection from artifacts, unfortunately, which is pretty annoying. So I'm a little surprised we didn't see anything, like didn't see a Ponder or anything out of my opponent. These last couple turns, no Ponders, Preordains, no nothing. Maybe their hand's full of gushes, like they've got 4 gushes in hand. Is my opponent afraid to attack? Why? Well, alright. So Snap is a pretty nice one. I think I'll play that on this Kiln Fiend. And then we'll see what happens. Wow, no Apostle's Blessing or anything? Well, let's see if I find a Ninja. I didn't, but I found a great card to draw. Let's see if I find a Ninja now. Even if I find a Ninja, I don't think I'm going to play it here. Okay, Ponder. Ooh, these seem very good. Very good cards. Fairy Miscreant's strong, but I actually don't think I need it right away. Like, I'm not going to be able to play it for a little while. Just go Snag, Fairy, Daze, no Shuffle. Yeah, I think we're going to win this one too. Barring some pretty strong draws from my opponent. They just got kind of mana land screwed both games, unfortunately for them. So, like, I'm going to be able to spell stutter this Kiln Fiend with Dispel and Daze backup. Yep, we got him. This, I imagine, is not a good matchup for us, but we won pretty handily here. They had a pretty bad draw both games. Like, it's turn 6 and they're on 3 lands. So, we are 2-1. Let's move on to the next round.